So I've now jumped into the 1.4 TSI petrol engine, which is mated to a 5-speed manual gearbox. 0 to 60 or 0 to 62, whichever, comes in 8.5 seconds, and the top speed, if I'm not mistaken, is 125 miles per hour. Yep, 125 miles per hour. The combined figure for the fuel economy is 53.3, which is actually the same as the 2-litre TDI that I tested earlier. Let me just make sure that's correct. Yes, 53.3. So it's exactly the same MPG as the 2-litre TDI unit, which I tested earlier, which is quite nice. So this is obviously going to be different. I've now got a manual gearbox instead of an automatic gearbox. I now have a petrol unit instead of a diesel unit, of course. So let's see how this compares. So like the other Atecas, this has the driving modes such as normal, eco, sport and individual. At the moment it's just in normal. MPG wise, when I set off, I think it was 41. Let me just double check that. Bear with me. Let me get the old.
After 350 yards, leave the roundabout at the first exit onto Churchill Way.
So yes, so the MPG at the moment is 42.2. Let's see if that increases or decreases as we drive along. So this is the SE model. It's priced at £21,015, and for that you get the infotainment system with the touchscreen, you get navigation, you get air conditioning.
After 350 yards, leave the roundabout at the first exit and then leave the next roundabout at the second exit.
And as you can tell, it comes with satellite navigation as well. Has it got cruise control? Yes, it has got cruise control. It's also got automatic headlights, LED running lights. So I think this will probably be
Please take the first exit and then leave the next roundabout at the second exit.
So I think this will probably be the most popular trim for buyers, as it's the mid-range trim, and I also think the 1.6 engine will be the most 1.6 diesel engine will be the most popular choice. I'm testing for 1.4.
Please take the second exit and then turn left onto the A57.
I'm currently testing for 1.4 petrol at the moment, and it seems to be quite responsive. So at the moment I'm doing 42 miles per gallon, which is about, give or take, the same as what I got in the 2-litre TDI, which is not really surprising, as they both have exactly the same MPG figure, so that's to be expected really. So one of the differences I noticed between this and 2-litre is, I don't know if it's me, but this car just feels a little bit more lighter. Obviously it's got a 1.4 instead of a 2-litre, so it's got less weight at the front.
The second exit and then turn left onto the B5230.
Even though it's a smaller engine, it does pull quite well.
Now turn left.
As mentioned, the 0 to 60 is 8.5 seconds, which is a second slower than the 2-litre TDI I tested earlier, which is still not to be sniffed at. 8.5 for an SUV is not bad going at all. Top speed I mentioned is 125 miles per hour, which is a little bit slower than the 132, I think it was, 132 miles per hour that you get from a 2-litre TDI unit. But for 1.4 engine, it's still a capable unit. I can see, no real disadvantages of having this compared to the 2-litre diesel. So I think this is definitely, I think for 1.4 TSI, it's also a good choice as well if you'd rather have petrol rather than diesel. There is also a 1-litre petrol engine, which I will hopefully be testing later on today. As mentioned earlier in the video, I'm quite intrigued to see how that engine performs in a car of the Ateca size. Will it be quite capable, or will it be a little bit sluggish? But going back to 1.4 unit, as I say, it's perfectly capable. Obviously it hasn't got the cruising ability of the diesel engine, which is just able to cruise by at 50 miles per hour quite quietly.
Please turn left
and
after 400 yards and then follow the B5211.
And quite easily. But yeah, I'm still, I'm still quite happy with a 1.4 TSI engine, although I can't believe I'm saying this. I actually missed the automatic box in the 2-litre TDI.
Now turn left.
Having to remember to change gear has suddenly become a little bit tricky, if truth be told. But yeah, I'm a manual person through and through. It's, for me, a proper car should have a manual gearbox. Now, interestingly, I find compared to the 2-litre Ateca, this one seems to pick up the bumps a little bit more. I'm not going to say it's uncomfortable, because it isn't, but it's just not quite as comfortable as the 2-litre one. I don't know whether that's because the 2-litre, of course, has a 4-wheel drive system, so it's got different suspension. I think that's definitely one of the biggest factor in regards to that. But I think that Ateca's put itself in a good position. It's well priced, good value for money, and it just looks absolutely brilliant. And it drives well. I can't really pick anything wrong with this. I think the sat-nav could be...
Please take the second exit and then leave the next roundabout at the second exit.
I think the sat-nav could be a little bit better, and not because it's interrupting me, just because I found it to be a little bit dim-witted at times. But yeah, it's better than having no sat-nav, I suppose. Right, seeing as we're sort of on town roads, I'm not going to, be able to get a great MPG anyway. I'm going to put in sport to see what it's like.
Please take the second exit.
To see what it's like when it's a bit more responsive. So it's now in sport mode. You can't go wrong with a bit of sport mode. Wait for an opening, and I'll be on my way. Oh dear, what have I done to that Skoda? Right. Into second.
Now turn off
into
to the
third.
left.
And into fourth. Gear change is quite nice. It could be a little bit shorter in terms of throw, but it's nice and precise. And it's
Please turn left after 450 yards and then follow the A5081.
And the gear change has got quite a nice weight to it as well, which is quite welcome, if truth be told. Engine's quite nice and responsive. That's what you want, especially when it's in sport mode. Right, let's get into the right lane. So I've dropped into second, give it a bit of beans, into third and into fourth.
Please take the third exit.
Right, back into second. Right, now I need the third exit first.
Now turn off at the second exit to the left.
There we go, that's one we want. Give it some beans. Yeah, but you definitely notice for knocks and the imperfections in the road a little bit more with the two-wheel drive variant, but it's not a deal breaker, not by any means at all. The engine makes a nice ralty noise. Let's just drop it down.
You have reached your stopover.
Let me get into that lane. Visibility of the Ateca is quite good, although the C-pillars are quite thick, which may prove a problem with parking, but this has got parking sensors anyway, so that should be no problem whatsoever.
Please take the second exit.
And if you go for the Excellence model, you also get a rear-facing camera as well, which makes life even easier. Put that handbrake on. Make sure it's in neutral. There we go. I think at some point we're going to be passing Old Trafford, so if you're a Man United fan,
turn half left.
So if you're a Man United fan, keep your eyes peeled. In fact, there is Old Trafford. I've actually been there myself. I went there in 2010, I think, to see Soccer Aid, which is a charity football match, if you're not aware of it. We're coming into view of it a little bit more now. And there we have it, Old Trafford. So if you're a Man United fan, I hope you enjoyed that. If you're a Man City fan, I'm sorry. And if you're a Liverpool fan, I'm sorry. What can I say? I have to come this way to to get the car back. It's not through choice. I'm an Arsenal fan, so you know I haven't got a strong desire to see Old Trafford. That's for sure. So I'm almost at the end now. So I'm going to do a quick wrap up, unless the sat-nav decides it's going to interrupt me. So the 1.4 model is still a capable model. Obviously, it's quite a bit cheaper. As mentioned, I don't find it as comfortable as a 2 litre four-wheel drive engine, four-wheel drive model, but even so, it's not a deal breaker. 1.4 engine is responsive, manual gearbox is actually quite nice to use, and I would definitely recommend this one as well. Although, you know, if it were my money, if money was no object, I'd probably go for the 2 litre TDI, although my view may change once I've tested for 1 litre or for 1 litre petrol or for 1.6 diesel, and this is only the second car of the day that I'm testing. But 1.4 TSI is also a good car, not quite as good as the 2 litre TDI, but the 2 litre TDI is almost £10,000 more, so you'd kind of expect that. If you're paying £10,000 more for a car that isn't as good, then something's going wrong there, isn't there? So we're pretty much at the end of the journey now, and the MPG is...
You have reached your destination.
The MPG is 41.2, so I started off at 42.2, give or take. I think it was 42, and it has gone down a little bit, but I was doing mostly town driving, and so it's always going to go down. There wasn't many fast roads on the route. Right, so let's get this parked up, and I am going to have myself some lunch, I think. Yes, lunch sounds like a fantastic idea. Right, let's make sure I don't ding another Ateca. That would be disastrous. There we are, park it up, make it a little bit more neat. Champion.